Hello lovelies, welcome back to Kasara's Cavern of Secrets. And today we're going to delve into some history. American history. Specifically, the Bell Witch, because I'm not really familiar with it. So, I was curious and I wanted to share my findings with all of you. And some things that I found are actually new findings in the case, which might be interesting to those of you who may be obsessed with this type of stuff. So, John Bell was a farmer in North Carolina who moved with his family to a 320-acre farm in northern Robeson County in 1804. For over a decade, the Bell family was plagued by strange events around the farm and in their home in the summer of 1817. A strange animal was found that looked like a black dog with a rabbit head. Knocking sounds on the door and walls at night. Strange sounds of rats gnawing on the bedposts. Chains dragging through the home. Stones dropping on the floor. Choking, gulping sounds. Soon the family made contact with the entity that was tormenting them, and it identified itself as the witch of their neighbor, Kate Botts. For the next 3 years, Kate tormented the family, although their daughter Betsy was tormented the most. She was pinched, scratched, stuck with pins, and beaten according to the legend. It is believed that Kate Botts was harassing the Bell family because of a deal that went bad. Supposedly, John Bell cheated Kate Botts out of a land purchase. Some historians believe that the witch tormenting Betsy was to keep her from marrying the family's neighbor, Joshua Gardner, and ultimately kill John Bell, though no reason as to why has been proven. In December of 1820, John Bell died from poisoning. Betsy broke off her engagement with Gardner the following year, and it's believed that Kate has returned since then, as she promised, in 1828 and 1935. However, many locals don't believe she ever truly left the area and remains in Adams today. A few of the living distant relatives have their own stories revolving the Bell Witch today and believe that the Bell Witch isn't haunting Adams, but the family itself. I'll leave links to their stories in the description for your enjoyment. I was recently interested in this case after watching An American Haunting, which, to be honest, wasn't the greatest horror movie I'd ever seen. However, it is an interesting case since it's with real people that did exist, along with their accounts. And according to a scientist, specifically a chemist, named Megan Mann, was fascinated by this case and did some research. She found that John Bell's son mentioned varying symptoms that John complained about. John had trouble swallowing. His tongue felt odd. He would get weird twitching sensations in his face, which eventually grew to different parts of his body. Megan felt these sounded neurological. She also recounted Richard Bell's recollection of his father's final days. He recounted that one morning they couldn't get him up, and the family members found a smoky-looking vial full of dark-colored liquid after John fell into a coma. The witch supposedly spoke and claimed that the liquid was poison, which she administered to him the night before. The family, to dispute this, gave the liquid to a cat, which died soon after ingesting it. The family doctor said that the liquid shared a similar smell to John Bell's breath. The family destroyed it by throwing it into the fire, and it burst into a blue flame. According to Megan Mann, it isn't that strange. And looking at Bell's neurological symptoms, she concluded that they are often caused by heavy metal poisoning. During her investigation, Mann discovered roughly 50 elements around their property. 10 of those that could cause a blue flame when exposed to high heat, like when the family threw it into the fire. This led Mann to investigate arsenic and lead as possible poisons. Mann quickly debunked lead because John Bell could quickly recover from his symptoms. Whereas with lead, it remains in the body for a long time and continuously builds on itself. So that didn't fit, but arsenic did. Arsenic is a solution that can be explained in the death of the cat, too. Man explained that cats lack a certain type of metabolism known as glucuronic acid conjugation, leading Megan to believe the chemical used to poison John metabolized through that pathway. The body can quickly recover from small doses of arsenic. However, in small doses as small as 0.3 grams is lethal and fatal, whereas lead's lethal dose is 21 grams. During the 1800s, arsenic was found everywhere. It was commonly used as a poison for rats and mice, which were used in just about every barn to keep the rodent populations down around the farms. Megan Mann believes that John Bell was a victim of long-term arsenic poisoning. She believes that he received small doses of the poison over the course of about 3 years after the symptoms first occurred, and a large fatal dose on the night before he died. So, if he wasn't given the dose, like small increments, like maybe a drop here and there, he would have recovered quickly. But the fatal dose would have obviously killed him. As for who poisoned John Bell, it could have honestly been anyone. According to history, the Bell family was considered one of the wealthiest families in the area in the early 1800s, and they had a number of enslaved people living on the farm. There are historical records from that time period that indicate enslaved people were poisoning their enslavers. There is also history of abused wives poisoning their husbands. However, it honestly could be anyone. A person from church, a business partner, a friend, family member, neighbor, anybody. However, this doesn't account for Betsy and her experiences, unless something else was happening to her. I mean, maybe she had a mental illness, or maybe the thought of the Bell Witch impacted her to the point where she was seeing things, but she was getting physically attacked, which makes you wonder, was it one of her brothers attacking her? Was it maybe a friend from school or whatever? Because I think girls went to school back then. I don't remember. I don't remember when girls stopped going. But it honestly, it could have been anything to account for her, maybe. Maybe it was self-inflicted to get attention. I don't know. And we may never know because, well, this happened way long time ago. So what do you think about this legend? Do you believe in the Bell Witch, or is it pure fantasy? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that like and subscribe button to join the other phenomenal things. Thank you again so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Take care until next time.